What did you feel like went wrong for you guys first 7-8 minutes of the game?
Turnovers, not establishing what we wanted to do, not very good guard play. And when you do what we did at the start of the game, you almost had to play near perfect basketball. Like Mike Keith just asked me on the radio, that was his comment, and he's absolutely right. When you play against a team as good as Vanderbilt and as well coached as they are, you dig yourself a hole like that, you're fighting uphill the whole way. And then still had too many breakdowns defensively, fouled too much. But offensively, it's just, and you look at it this time of year, you've got to have really good guard play, and our guard play wasn't great today. And I thought you'd think after the other night, understanding our post game, how we need to establish it. We didn't. I think they had 2 shots in the first half, I think. Our post guys need to touch the basketball whether they scored or not. And we always talk about playing inside out, and there's different ways to do that. But give Vanderbilt credit. They came in, and for whatever reason, the way the game started, I don't understand it this time of year, because we've had enough of them where we know that we got to be on edge. You can't be relaxed. You got to realize that everybody plays just as good, if you're not, and better if you're not ready to play. And the way we started the game, again, we were fighting uphill the whole way.
Yeah, with the post play element, why do you think it is that the guards didn't understand early on that needed to be a focus of getting the ball inside and giving those guys an opportunity?
Mike, I wish I could answer that, because we've talked about it all year, because we have. And I can't, again, I asked the question why, and their answer is mostly, I don't know. It's some of it is a lot of guys haven't played with post players, where that might be some of it, but by now, there's really not an excuse. I mean, if I'm up here, I'm just talking to talk. I mean, we know what we should be doing. I mean, we established that the other night, and we thought we finally had gotten the balance that we wanted, but evidently we didn't. And just the turnovers, the way you start the game, throwing it out of bounds, getting picked, all those plays, you can't do that this time of year.
Jacoby's struggles, do you think senior day had an impact at all?
I don't know. I don't. I love Jacoby. I don't know. I don't. I wish because I know he wants to win, but it goes back again. I think he's made some great strides this year, and he's still got some time to make greater strides. But you got to give a lot of credit. I was really proud of Amari Abrams. I thought he was terrific today, and we told him, if they're going to leave you open, you got to shoot it. And I think he showed us what he can be and will be, because he works at it so hard. But got to give a lot of credit to Tyler Tanner. I thought he controlled the game, and we defended the 3 okay, but I think they were content going inside and letting some of their post guys play in there, which is fine. But it's just the way we started, just constantly fighting uphill, and even some of our shot selection at times wasn't very good.
Going back to the post play, how frustrating is it? You see the game against South Carolina where JP and Felix combined for 42 points, and then JP didn't get a shot in the first half, and Felix only shot 2 shots. Just how frustrating is that when
Well, it is frustrating because I think some of you guys watched practice yesterday, and we didn't have a lot of guys here yesterday, but that's not an excuse. There's never an excuse this time of year. I don't care what happens, but that's all we've talked about. And if we watched yesterday, that's what we worked on all day. And I just, we got to get there. And we still got, I told our guys we didn't accomplish what we wanted to do in the regular season. Got a conference tournament left, and then the NCAA tournament. And this is when, by now, we should really, truly have a real identity of who we are. I didn't think, again, we had too many defensive breakdowns today, too, to go along with it. And again, Mark, man, good team, man. They've had a great year, and but I told our coaches, for as bad as we were to even have a chance to get back in, I've got to give our players credit for that. And at the end, we had a chance, we got a great look to cut it to 1. We didn't. That's part of it. It's just when you have to fight that hard, you just to want to stay afloat and then hope you get back in the game. And we just didn't. Again, after you start the way we started, you are fighting uphill all night long. And that's what it felt like.
Where's Nate in his process? Do you expect him to play next week in Nashville?
Like I've told you guys, Nate wants to play. I mean, obviously we're going to listen to our doctors and play the long game with it, I guess is what we would do. But again, Nate's a tough kid, and if it were up to him, there's no doubt he would have played at South Carolina. He would have played tonight. But we're going to listen to the doctors, and I think he'd tell you he's feeling better. But the tough part this time of year, I mean, knock on wood, you don't want to. I mean, he's got to practice. He hadn't done anything in practice, since the last game, and so he's going to have to get and maybe it's a blessing in disguise if we can get to Nashville, get more games in to give him a chance to get some rhythm back going, because it's hard this time of year to miss this time of year. But I mean, I know he'll do everything he can, and it might, for him, for the beating that he's taken this year, the rest might be great. And so you've got to look at it, I think, in a positive way, that the good Lord, whatever part of the plan. But I just know Nate, I mean, he wants to play.
Coach, Amari Evans with 24 points tonight. What can you say about his performance first, and then second, how does that kind of give you flexibility moving forward when Nate Ament comes back to kind of have that third option?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's I'm proud of Amari. I mean, he's not afraid to compete. He's got a good, solid game, and I'm excited about him. He's earned it. I mean, he's closer to being a sophomore than he is a freshman, but I think he shows us what he can be, and I know him well enough to know that he's going to keep working, because he's a hard worker, and just for a freshman, I think he's done a terrific job, and I'm excited about his future. I'm excited about him with this team when Nate comes back. Yeah.
You mentioned this time of year quite a bit. Are you at all concerned that this time of year the team hasn't reached its full potential yet?
Oh yeah, but I'm glad we haven't peaked, because I don't think we've peaked by any stretch of the imagination. I've seen, how old are you? Well, I've been doing this a long time. I've seen teams this time of year be struggling, and all at once they catch that magic in a bottle and they roll with it. I've seen teams that you thought couldn't be beat. So I don't know. I just think God's architect of everything, and you got to do your work, get your team ready. But who knows how it's going to play out? I remember, if I'm correct, the year we won in Florida, the SEC. I think Texas A&M buzzed him, had to come all the way through, didn't they? And play there. So it's tournament time. It's this time of year. This is the time to answer. You need to be peaking right now. You need to be peaking right now. You do.
Rick, just kind of a league question. It looks like the league's going to have double-digit NCAA bids for a second year in a row. Of course, last year was historic with the 14. How would you assess the league compared to maybe last year? What was it off just a little bit? Because like I said, it was historic last year.
Well, last year we had a lot of older guys. We did. We had a lot of older guys. I think we've seen this year a lot of young guys come in the league and do really well. You look at this freshman class in college basketball, it's elite. And we've been blessed to have a number of those guys in our league. And then you look at, I'm impressed with Tyler Tanner, how much he's improved from one year to the next. And but last year the difference was we had a lot of returning players coming back, and a lot of teams were up there and able to stay there. Like, people ask me all the time about being ranked in the top 25. I don't pay a lot of attention to that, but if we had probably been higher ranked early in the year, we probably would have never fallen out. But when you're and I'm not in the ranking, I'm really not, but people ask me about that all the time. But the league is balanced, but I think it's the way it's going to be going forward. I just think with the NIL, I think everybody's starting to, unfortunately right now, having to line it up for next year, and retention is really important. I think the sad part about where we are today is senior day. I don't know if we're going to have many more of those senior days when you have guys that are here 3-4 years, and maybe 5 if they eventually cap it at 5. And we're going to always try to build that way. Like, we're hoping that, but when if he's done enough to check the box and put his name in early for the NBA draft, you want him to do it. But I will say the highlight of today was after our shooter walked through this morning, we were in doing our power talk, and we this time of year, the last home game, we let the seniors talk, and it was really special hearing those guys Mo Abrams and Felix and the guys, Jacoby and Grant, those guys that talked about this is the best team they've ever been a part of. And that was good, and they appreciate everybody in the room to make it a great year. And because I do hope players, when they get older, and that they always feel like there's a home they can go to. I hope that. And even if a guy comes here 1 year, like I know that Dalton Connect and Chaz Lanier and Jacoby and all those guys feel like here. And it's just so much goes to our program, the people that are in it at the very top, what Danny White does and with the athletic department, everything he does to make it the best athletic department in the country, and his staff. And Mary Carter, what she does in her role is so important. And she would tell you, we've got a really good group of guys. And I want to see us win, because I want to see these guys stay together as long as they can. But in today's world, I think you got to have that. Even in the portal, you go into it, you've got to get what fits your program. And so I give our coaches a lot of credit for their job with that. And as we move forward, certainly hope to retain a lot of guys, but we know we're going to have to bring some new guys in here, but we want them to leave and feel like those guys that have only been here a short time going forward.
Coach in the back, obviously you never want to see your team have to conduct that minute-and-a-half foul drill, but how do you feel like they executed it, making turnovers and trying their best to knock down foul shots?
Well, did a pretty good job with it. Obviously, Jacoby had a good look at it to maybe cut it to one, but we didn't. And but again, now we didn't listen twice. We fouled the wrong guy too early in the clock, and that was my message to our guys after the game. We've got to do a better job listening in the game and whoever it might be. And at that time, guys are wanting to win. Some of them obviously are disappointed that we're even having to be in that situation, but still trying to extend the game like we did. And you don't want to put their best shooters on the line without giving them a chance to pass them maybe a lower percentage shooter. And but we had a chance. So in terms of that, that's all you can ask for when you're fighting uphill like we did all day.
Coach, you've highlighted, back here next to Sam, you've highlighted Amari Evans a couple of times here. What do you think he does that goes unnoticed that allows him to have the kind of performance he did tonight?
Always trying to make winning plays, doing the dirty work, doing the things that most players don't want to consistently do. He's obviously and he learned. He made a mistake tonight going for a steal, but owned it, and he knew it right away. That's being young, knowing that in games like this, if you go, you got to get it. If you don't, you're pretty much sure you're going to pay for it. That happened twice tonight. They came up with big plays where we, and it's out of a wanting to win, wanting to make something happen. And at some point in time, the way we were playing, we needed somebody to try to go make something happen, and he was in a part of a number of those good plays. And but he's willing to do the dirty work. Now he listens. He does listen. And when he wasn't playing, he came to us and we told him what we thought he needed to do, and he's bought into it. And obviously now, when you start playing, doing what he does, you trust him more, and he's going to be able to do more.
Felix was emotional leaving the court. How do you kind of balance letting players enjoy senior day, feel the emotions of senior day, but also trying to keep emotions in check on this day?
Senior days are tough. I've done it. I'm early in my career. I've learned that you want your seniors to be recognized. You want them to be appreciated by the fans. But early in my career, we were in a game and we were up 20 points, and I subbed with a minute or so to go in the game. We were up 20 actually, and with 35 seconds to go, we were up 7. So I had to put our starters back in. So that kind of gets seared in your heart, and I like to think that just one day is not how we celebrate our seniors. I think it's great they can have that time with their family on the court, but I think to the man they would tell you, they want to win the game. They work all that time to do it, but and the way I think we really embrace our seniors and every player that comes through this program. anytime they walk into this building from now on, their name's going to be on the wall back there with every one of our teams. They know that the door is going to be wide open for them anytime. They know we're going to help them any and every way we can, them moving forward, whether it's basketball, wanting to get into coaching, whatever it may be. And again, I understand it. And Fee's been, I love Felix. You know, he's been a really good player for us. He's going to be a hard guy to replace, you know, but guys love him, and he had some wonderful things to say today, how much it's meant to him being here in front of the team. And so when you hear that's to me, that is senior day back there, when those guys get to share it with each other. But obviously I appreciate our fans. And again, we got the best, but it's tough on them because a part of a chapter in their life is getting ready to close. And one thing, again, young guy that I've learned about life is the brevity of life. A vapor is about 2 seconds, and that's about what life goes. I mean, it goes real quick. And the older you get, it goes quicker. But I'm blessed to have this group of guys, and we're not done yet. We're not done, and we're going to come back here. We'll go to Nashville like everybody with an idea that we got a chance to win a championship. Hope that we can do it, and then we will have one more chance after that these guys have earned to put themselves in the NCAA tournament. And we know what March Madness can be, and I know that anytime we walk on the court, I know these guys know that we have a chance if we play up to our ability.
Another game where y'all had a lot of offensive rebounds, especially compared to the other team, but not a lot of second chance points to show for it. How concerning is that going into postseason?
Again, Felix got 4 or 5 on one possession and got wide open threes, and we didn't hit them. I mean, that's the fire drill we're in, that we're looking to hit them. But you know, again, the way those guys throw it out on those shots, I wish sometimes a guard would throw it in, you know, when we're not in the fire drills. Because those, you know, that's what we're looking, because we know that's a high percentage three, certainly with the right guys loading up. But after a couple of them, I've told him we've missed 3 in a row. We need to bring it out and now let those guys touch it again, you know. But, yeah, I just want to keep rebounding our misses. That gives us a chance possibly to make another one.
It's on a 2-part question here. Jacoby's struggled from 3 the last couple of weeks. What do you think has led to that, and any concern level there going into the postseason?
No, I mean, guys go through it, but again, what I've told him, he's more than a 3-point shooter. I think when he struggles is when he thinks he's got to make a 3. I think when he gets lost in the game, you know, like he was terrific against South Carolina. I mean, you could see he saw it. Today he wasn't using the ball screen. They were in a quick, what we'd call black in and out. He could have attacked it in different ways, but we also didn't screen the way we had talked about it, and that's not all on him. But I mean, he can score at any level. Obviously, he's not afraid to compete. But I think there's no doubt today they were really wanting to try to take away the lob threats, and I promise you, we still could have got them. But you had to fight harder to get them. You know, the different coverages there, and I like by now we need him to come off thinking that way as opposed to thinking I got to get a shot. And but Jacoby will be fine. He'll be fine.